Going live. Hello, everybody. And I just want to say thank you for viewing this. First of all, I very much appreciate it. I'm trying to get a better channel and move my. I'm trying to start a new channel and regarding combat sports, anything which is interesting as such. You know what I mean? So this is a UFC 250 base 250 preview. Okay, so let's talk about it. And let's start with what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the main card, and then I'm going to go with the prelims and then the early prelims, dependent on if it's interesting or not. Okay, so let's start off with the main event of the evening. Okay, so the first main event of the evening, well, no, the last main event of the evening will be Amanda Nunes versus Felicia Spencer. Yeah, Felicia Spencer. Now, here is the situation with this. Can Felicia Spencer do it? Can she basically move it to the next level and beat Amanda Nunes? I think she. Let's assess it totally. Okay. Now, Amanda Nunes, she had lost in the past. She lost to Kat Zingano when she basically blew her wad and basically went full blast and let it all out. And the unfortunate thing was, it kind of messed it up for her. But it was a good learning curve for her, and she learned from it. And then against this is the thing with records, with losses, wins and losses. With Valentina Shevchenko, I would say she lost that fight. The second fight, she definitely lost that fight. You cannot deny that, in my opinion. Strike stats suggest what I suggest. So, and she had more of a, more bruises on her face than what's the name, Shevchenko did. So, if I was to pick anybody, I would say that, yeah, Amanda Nunes is definitely is beatable. And the thing with when she did the game plan that she did with Chris Cyborg, man, Chris Cyborg lost the plot. She lost that plot initially, and then she decided, you know what, man, I'm gonna go and take it out. I'm gonna go out and just go for the knockout. And this was like, what the hell? I'm so surprised. I was so surprised at Chris Cyborg because against lesser competition who had lesser ability to get knocked out. For example, now I can't remember her name now. The one from Jackson Winklejohn, the one who beat Ronda Rousey first time. Oh, what's her name? It's funny when you don't, when you don't. On these particular occasions, I always forget the names of people, but normally I cannot remember them off by heart. Oh yeah, well, anyway, on that particular fight, she went the full 5 rounds. She went the full 5 rounds against wait a minute, I'm just trying to find it. Who is it against? Holly Holm, yeah. Against Holly Holm, she went the full 5 rounds, and Chris Cyborg decided, you know what, I'm going to play it safe. I'm not going to do anything, and I'm just going to go full 5 rounds. What's all that about? But against a woman who can actually knock people out, and she knocked out, what's her name? Oh, who did she knock out? She knocked out Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate! That girl had a chin. She knocked her out. Man, she went full throttle and went crazy at her. Now, the thing is, I just don't understand why Christina, Christian just, Cyborg, right? Not Cristiano Ronaldo. Sorry. He just says Christian Destino, man. You know, I can't believe Cyborg basically got knocked. Went for that attack where she just went. You know what? I'm gonna go up, blah blah blah, guns blazing, and trying to knock the person out. Why would she do that? Why did she do that? That was a complete misjudgment on her part, and she shouldn't have done that. So what Christina Cyborg what Cyborg should have done the second time is basically had a rematch and done what she did with what's her name, Holly Holm, and she would have won the fight because she's a more powerful fighter. She did look, she was just untidy in that fight, and I just don't understand why she went. Sorry, I don't know why she did that. I just don't understand why she did that. So what I mean to say is this whole hype train about Amanda Nunes being the unbeatable conqueror and all this stuff. She's not that great, really. But whoa, against Holly Holmes, man, she showed it. She's shown fight IQ status where I think she's very improved, very, very much so. The only thing is, Holly Holm just didn't know what to do in terms of her strikes. She didn't know what to do, and she got where she got the head kick knockout in that particular. I'm trying to remember that particular fight, but that particular fight, she played her game initially, but then she switched it up. I think she was going for leg kicks or something along the line of that. Amanda Nunes, she was going for leg kicks, so she kind of confused her, so kind of chopping her striking ability. But then the moment that she was confused in terms of how to strike, in terms of with her hands, that's when she knocked her out, gave her the head kick knockout, because and that was a good, showed a lot of fight IQ there. Against Jermaine de Miranda, I didn't watch that fight, I'll be honest with you, but she went in a 5-round unanimous decision. You knew that, Jermaine de Miranda is a good fighter, and yeah, all I can say is she's a good fighter, and she's a kickboxing champ, and she was the last 145 champion. So she went and beat her. So all things point to the fact that Amanda Nunes, if you're going to bet, I wouldn't advise betting because I'm religious. I don't advise betting. But if I was to say about anything, about who's going to win, I would say personally, who's the favorite is Amanda Nunes. Now, Felicia Spencer, she went 3 rounds with Cyborg, and when Cyborg was doing the same thing where she was basically she didn't bullet train. No, she didn't bullet. Cyborg didn't bullet train Felicia Spencer, and I think Felicia Spencer in that particular fight, she was probably in awe of the situation. But the thing is, Felicia Spencer's a finisher, man. She's had a lot of submission wins. Yeah, recently she's had a lot of, and in her last fight, she won by TKO and elbows. I'm not sure how that great that was personally, if I truly be honest with you. But she is a finisher. She tries to finish things. I think, to be honest with you, she sounds like a submission artist. I think it's a. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna have to go with Amanda Nunes because she lost to Chris Cyborg, and I know his MMA mouth is different, but in this particular occasion, she's not shown mental toughness because she could have beaten. She could have beaten what's her name, Cyborg, and she didn't do it. She didn't manage to get a sub in. She didn't manage to get in there and get her to the ground and try to get an armbar or whatever. You know what I mean? She didn't manage to do that. Unless her striking is excellent, I would not suggest that she's going to win. And there's no doubt about it. I think this fight, I would say generally can go simply for the fact that she's gone 3 rounds with um, Chris Cyborg. I would say it could go 5 rounds. Oh, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. The only thing it's going to be interesting fight, but I'm going to give it a 5 round decision to Amanda Nunes because she's going to play it safe. She's a clever person. She knows what to do, when to do it. That's the thing with Amanda Nunes. She played the perfect game against Christina Cyborg. Cyborg. Sorry, Cyborg. I don't mean to insult you in that particular way. It's just your name. It's like it's just Christian, Justino. It just sounds like Christian. Cyborg. It's kind of confusing sometimes. Okay. So yeah. So firstly, I gotta go and say Amanda Nunes by decision. 5 rounds. It's gonna be a good fight to watch though, because it's gonna be a person who can actually Megan Anderson. She can actually try to do certain things, and she's got a lot of submission victories. She's even got a decision win. But against Cyborg, I just don't know, man. I haven't seen that fight, but the fact that she went 3 rounds, I mean, that doesn't say anything. The only thing it says is that she can take a lot of punishment. That's all it says to me. But so in that case, it's going to go 5 rounds. It's going to be a decision. What the smart strategy should be, basically, try to bombard Amanda, then let Amanda blow her wad, and then basically try to get in a sub in the round 1 or 2 at the end of round 1, and then round 2 try to get in a submission and just keep going for that. That's what I would suggest. But that's what I would suggest. Now, in the next fight is it's basically, what can I say? It's regarding guys whose careers have been mid-tier or just on the cusp of becoming the superstardom. Rafael Assunção, he's always been a bit shorter, and I don't mean in height, I mean in terms of stature, in status, in regards to even, like, what's his name? How can I forget his name? California Kid. Yeah. He even lost to him. He even lost to him. So what I would say is Rafael Assunção, he's a good fighter. He's a good jiu-jitsu guy. His striking has improved. Has he improved great forward? I don't think so, personally. Cody Garbrandt, my gosh, this is... to be honest, I just want to see Cody Garbrandt may the best man win. That's what I suggest. I don't care about, who wins. May the best man win, but you want to see the best version of Cody. You want to see the best version of Rafael Assunção going out there, because you don't want... And I'm sure Cody himself, he can actually go and say, you know what, at the end of the fight, 1 second. Yeah, at the end of a fight, you want to hear Cody Garbrandt go, you know what, I haven't got any excuses. And I don't mean that in any disrespect. I'm sure he wants the same work, because, to be honest with you, he hasn't put on the best performances. I mean, he's always mentally had that lapse. And I think in terms of his ability, in terms of his mental control, this is going to be a career breaker, an unfortunate career breaker, man. I really do feel that. Now, for Rafael Assunção, his last few fights, he's had a unanimous decision to Corey Sandhagen. He lost to Marlon Moraes. by a guillotine choke. So in round one. So he's on a losing streak, 2-fight losing streak, and before that he had a win against a decision win against Rob Font. Matthew Lopez KO. He KO'd him in round 3. Marlon Moraes, he had a decision split win in the first fight, and he had a split decision win against Aljamain Sterling. So to be honest, he's going on the downfall of his career. The reality is, what Cody Garbrandt will we see? Will we see the reckless abandonment type of Cody Garbrandt? It's sad, to be honest, when you see these guys. I think it's going to be a fight where you got to see, because it's probably going to be one of their last fights of their careers, really. I think if Cody loses, I don't know what he's going to do, man. I think getting KO'd like that, he's had time off to recover his brain, but he really needs to change things up in his camp, I swear. And it's good that he's gone somewhere else as opposed to Alpha Male. And I think that, you know what, it's not a bad thing if he leaves Alpha Male. I don't even think even California Kid is going to be complaining about that. So good for him in that regard. So yeah, this is a 50-50. And if I was to pick anybody, wait, let's see his record now, Cody Garbrandt. Because it's like he usually tells the real story. Three losses in a row, man. Pedro Munoz, round 1. And apparently was winning that one as well. TJ Dillashaw lost. Oh my god, TJ's messed people's careers up. TJ has messed people's careers up, man. I think this is a perfect fight for each guy. I think the matchmakers have done a great job. It's a 50-50 fight. I just think I'm going to stick with Rafael Assunção simply because he's more consistent. But then again, he's mentally more consistent in terms of his losses. Let's have a look again. In terms of his losses, they were decision. Oh well, Marlon Moraes. Oh man, this is a difficult one. If I was going to pick one, oh, this is so difficult. The safe option or the wild card option. That's what it is. I'll think about it in a minute and I'll come back. So Aljamain Sterling versus Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen. Let's have a look at him. Corey Sandhagen. I think Aljamain Sterling, I don't think he's doing very, very good because he goes quite. He goes, let's have a look. Briefly. Whoa. Yeah, well, he's had a lot of wins. He has a decision win against Rafael Assunção. Oh, right. I really don't know too much about that. Corey Sandhagen, John Lineker decision. John Lineker, yeah. Who's these other guys? I have no idea because the level of competition is pretty lame. No, I don't mean to be disrespectful to them. But yeah, they're not very special. Aljamain, let's have a look. The problem with these guys is, right, they've not sold themselves in a particular. Right, let's. Pedro Munoz, decision win. Shouldn't this be. I guess this should be the core main event, really, to be honest with you. He beat Pedro Munoz. Jimmy Rivera, Cody Staman, Jimmy Rivera, Brett Jones. He lost to. Oh, yeah. I remember that Marlon Moraes loss to Rafael Assunção. Decision, submission, Niba in the second round, Cody Staman. I gotta go with Cody Sandhagen. He's been more consistent, and for that reason, I am going with Cody Sandhagen. But Rafael Assunção versus Cody Garbrandt, I will have to give Rafael Assunção the nod, because really we don't know what version of Cody Garbrandt is coming out. To be honest, he should be fighting someone like Cody Garbrandt should be fighting someone like Cody Sandhagen. That's what he should be fighting, not or even Aljamain Sterling. He shouldn't be fighting Rafael Assunção really at this present time. He should be fighting Cody Sandhagen. He's more of a, because the level of competition Cody Sandhagen has beaten has not been at the top of the on top of the heap, but you never know. Now Neil Magny is back. Needs to find Anthony Rocco Martin. I will say Neil Magny. I'm going to give Neil Magny the nod over here. Simply, let's have a look at though Anthony Rocco Martin though, his record. I just want to see who he beats. Anthony Mako record. Yeah. Oh, he had a loss to Damian Maia. Majority decision though. Yeah, V Ramzan Imam, Jake Matthews, Sergio Moraes. Yeah, I'm going with Neil Magny. Neil Magny is a great fighter. He is actually a great fighter. I don't know what's happened recently. I think a lot of injuries or something along the line of that. But I'm going to have to go with Neil Magny. Eddie Wyland versus Sean O'Malley. Now, Sean O'Malley, to be honest with you, and no disrespect to him, I think he's got this aura about him right now. Well, like the Conor McGregor aura, where everybody's kind of thinking he's unbeatable. He's not going to be able to, no one's going to be able to beat him, and he's a special kid. You know what? He has got a lot of talent. I'm not going to deny that. Eddie Wyland, he's a journeyman, and he's 35, man. He has a reach disadvantage. And in height disadvantage as well. Sean O'Malley is a 6-footer, man. It's quite weird. They're going both bantamweight? What the heck? Sean O'Malley. At his young age, I'm going to have to go with Sean O'Malley all the way on this particular one. I do think as though right now it's people are pushing him because, you know what? He's got that star quality, good for him. And but I don't think he's that good. But you know what? He does what he needs to do. If you watch the last fight, you can check it on UFC.com on YouTube. The guy never took any clean blows properly. He took a few shots here and there, and he just went down and curled up in a ball. He was more in awe of a situation. He didn't know how to circle the angles, and then he got stressed out, and then he got out of it. It was more of that situation. Alex Caceres versus Chase Hooper. I'm going to have to go with Alex Caceres on this particular one. Alex is a good fighter. The thing is, for a mid-range fight, this is a prelim card I'm talking about now. For a mid-range fight, he's always good enough. The problem with Alex Caceres has always been he's not evolved. Unfortunately, he's not as evolved with it as the time has gone on, and that for me has been, well, that's been his main problem. He's got the resiliency, but yeah, he just doesn't have the. Yeah, it's sad in a way, but anyway. The rest of the card, I don't really know. I'm sure it's going to be good. They're going to be good fights. I don't know the people, so I don't want to really focus on them. Early prelims: Jesse Formiga, Alex Perez. I've heard of Perez, Lonzo Minifeld, Evan Dunham. I never knew he was still fighting. So yeah, there's not much, but yeah, it's going to be a good card, and the main card is going to be very, very good. It's going to be a card where the main event is going to be is worthy of the main event. But the unfortunate thing is well, Amanda Nunes is going to win that one. I'll probably watch Felicia Spencer's fight prior, just to see if it's worth it. I mean, what was her record again? Felicia Spencer's the last fight. TKO and elbows, yeah, round one. So she's a finisher. She can do it. But against Ronaldo, Cristiano Justino, she went the 3 rounds. I've got to see that fight. So let's see what happens, and let's see where it goes. But I am gonna have to say, simply because of the fact of Ronaldo, because Ronaldo beat her, and Amanda Nunes is adaptable, and her striking is very, very good. So, in terms of most of her victories for Spencer has been by submission. So she's gonna need to get on the inside, and no one really gets on the inside with Amanda Nunes very, very well. So I'm gonna go, like I said, I'm gonna go with Nunes on that one. So yeah, that's it. It's gonna be a good fight card, and thank you for viewing this. Please share, subscribe, like if you can for me, please. Maybe I should have done that, but the thing is, I couldn't see the light. It's too bright. Anyway, thank you for viewing this. Have a great day. Peace out. Peace.